John is going to kick us off tonight. Hi, John.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, John.
I'm phoning for. I live in the centre west of France.
Nobody cares, mate.
Nobody cares, mate.
And I've just watched that game last night and absolutely devastated.
Oh, usual for usual.
I can't blame the new manager, but I also watched James Tavernier with his, disgraceful performance interview. And see, as far as I'm concerned, he should be going into Danny Rule this morning and saying, here, take this captain's armband. I'm not worthy of wearing it anymore. I just don't know what more to say. The whole team were rotten last night. Absolutely rotten.
The trouble you have with James Tavernier is that Rangers are not a club full of leaders of men. They've been fairly awful since the season started.
John, did you have your hopes up even a little bit last night, just thinking that because the new head coach, although it was early, just maybe you would see something, just some sort of reaction that I take it you then didn't get?
No, I've got to be honest. I wasn't expecting a great deal last night, but what I was expecting was the guys in the team to put an effort in and try and impress the new manager. I never saw that. I've been listening to all sorts of excuses for years, and all of a sudden we've got a new coach in line, and James Tavernier, he's no one, unlike Barry Ferguson and the likes, who stood in front of the cameras, good, bad or indifferent, and explain what the team's all about. James Tavernier doesn't do that. And then all of a sudden, last night, he's in, putting interviews out saying, the whole team's disgraceful. Who picked that team? Where did all these guys come from? Was it Russell Martin? Was it Kevin Thelwell? See, if Kevin Thelwell's picking the team, how's he not in the dugout directing the guys that he's picking? It's just... It's so frustrating.
Nice.
They were talking 2 months ago about Steven Gerrard coming. He won 1 trophy out of possible 9. He's not the right guy for this job either.
Well, do you know what I'm going to do, John? Thank you for your time. I can hear the frustration.
Fuck off.
I'm going to go straight and bring in Billy, because I think he possibly wants to pick up where John left off about people running the club and so on. Billy, is that fair?
They've turned Rangers into a circus, would have. The directors of football are 2 clowns, quite honestly.
Raging, isn't he? Fuming.
They know what a clue, basically. They sold his family silver, sold their best players, then says they spent all this money. They only spent the money on the players we sell. So this, we spent millions and millions. It was only the money that was in the bank they sold. They made us into a laughing stock. 1.5 years ago we were better that team. And that's for the new manager. I need to respect to the boy. I know it's only his first game. I seen nothing different there. All I seen was a guy who didn't know what he was doing. He could have put us out last night and made us hard to beat. And we were open, second to every ball. We were centre forward up there, played about 270 minutes. A disgrace, a performance. Disgrace of basically tactics, and disgrace that's the best the board could come up with.
Well,
the board should be sacked.
Well,
sacked tomorrow.
The board won't get sacked. Boards don't get sacked.
Smell your mouth.
Billy, does that mean you're not absolving Danny Rule of all the blame then? You still think he could have done more last night when you say hard to beat?
He made us hard to beat. He made the midfield, put the wee boy for Dundee in there, the wee boy for Aberdeen, he made us hard to beat. All he done was basically, it was like watching Martin's team again, so it was. We sold a guy for £3.5 million, Desiers, 30 goals, and you bring a guy £8 million. We're not a project. We look like a project, but we're not a project. We've got a project manager, and we've got Fairwell who's running the show. He's covered, he's boxing clever. He's putting all his pals around him, and they're all saying safety in numbers. So basically, nobody will turn on them, and they'll get another couple of years down the road, they'll still be there.
Russell Martin got terrible abuse. His fellow professionals said it was at a disturbing level. There was the incident in the hotel with Kevin Thelwell and Patrick Stewart. Now it's Bergen Airport.
Oh, lovely.
Alexander.
Hello there. Hi.
Hello.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
I didn't see it. I listened to it, and it's the same old, isn't it?
Aye, mate, aye.
Now, Tavernier, this is what I'm on for. He came on the radio, came on his press conference last night, and he taking a daft Rangers supporters. This has been known for years now. I'm not saying it's his fault, right? He's the captain of Rangers. He's your captain. And I've seen captains of Rangers, brilliant captains, had never came on and had to listen to that dross. Need to take a look at hard in the mirror. Good look in the mirror. I don't know many mirrors as you go in the house. He must have mirrored bedrooms and all the rest of it, because this has been on for, as I said, for years. Park Heat, Hampden Park, 5-1, 4-0. And he comes on and makes the same old dribble. And see, last night, we're playing against a team in Norway. I don't know much about the team, right? But I think they're third in the league, is that right?
Yes.
It's a decent side.
They're no bad, but they've played a lot better, right? Rangers are in the final. I've got a big thing up my wall with Rangers. They've been in the final. They should have won that against Frankfurt. That's another one.
He will fuck off. Off he will fuck.
James, a pretty grim night, I'd imagine.
Boys, guys, how you doing? All right?
Good, thank you.
My thing, mate, is I just want to pick up, yet again, as soon as Rangers lose, it's James Tavernier's fault again. Now, Scott didn't mention there, somebody else that was, for me, total fault for that goal. That Wolves centre-half stops running. He continues to keep running. He clears that ball and we don't concede that goal. For me, that is without doubt one of the worst centre-halves I've ever seen put a Rangers shirt on. But last night, which was without doubt the most embarrassing performance I think a Rangers team's ever put out in my years of watching them.
Did anything change? Eh?
That striker, see that Chermiti, he makes Philip Sebo look like Cristiano Ronaldo. That guy is absolutely honking. He can't hold a ball up. He can't score. I don't know how many sitters that guy has obviously missed in his career. I think I've scored more goals in my career than what he has. That Heady should be in the back of the net last night and we're 1-0 up. Now, I don't know if this Danny Rose actually watched games and he's actually seen him in training and thought, that's the guy I'm going to rely on. He is nowhere near. I wouldn't even give you £800,000 for him, let alone £8 million. It's an absolute joke.
No, it isn't.
That performance last night was teetering on embarrassing. But again, James Tavernier is the whipping boy for Rangers supporters. Get a grip of yourself. See, without James Tavernier, we'd be in the Championship. So get a grip of yourself. So what that guy's done for us, he's a right back and he scored over 100 goals. Some Rangers fans are embarrassing, by the way.
That's the point I was making earlier on, James.
He's just, I don't know what we do with it. I just think that I don't want to go down that road. I think Thelwell's kind of try to help his old club out, I think, by giving him a few quid back for him. But I don't know where we go, and I don't know where Danny Rowe goes, especially with this team. There's potentially, there's maybe two I would keep out of that squad. The rest are all just absolute enigmas. Ant-Man, I don't think's beat a man since he signed for us. Gassama flatters to deceive for me. He runs at folk and then just runs into trouble. Rothwell, Jesus Christ, I watched him last night. See, after 15 minutes, he was blown out his backside. He looks as if he's about 53. He's just an absolute waste of space.
God's sake, you've been drinking?
He just doesn't seem to... I just can't put into words just how bad this Rangers team truly are. And this is why I want to bring this point up. See, the owners need to be embarrassed about themselves because they have messed this up. They brought in Russell Martin, who I can't understand for the life of me why you would appoint a guy that has absolutely done nothing in football as a football player or a manager. He's done what? Go up Southampton promoted through the playoffs. Big deal. We've now appointed a guy that's went to the dizzy heights with Sheffield Wednesday. I just can't buy into Danny Rowe, guys, and I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I'm not going to sit here and say, I wanted him and all this kind of stuff. I didn't want him. But again, you know, the owners have come out and told us. Now, that's another thing, and all guys. See, during any interview process, see if I go for a job or you go for a job and you say, look, I'm not wanting to be into it, I don't want to be considered anymore. Do you still get kept informed of what's happening with the job? Or does your new employer say, thanks very much, we'll take your name out of the hat now?
Yeah, listen, I appreciate it, but we could go right back on the managerial process all week.
He's there
and he's
now.
here, and there needs to be a bit, I think, of giving him a chance.